Hello and welcome to Kakistocracy. I'm here with Joseph P. Larkin. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, man. It's been another week. It's happy 4th of July. I know it was a couple days ago, but I hope you had a good one.
Yeah, it was fine. It was whatever.
Really? Were
Yeah, the
people...
Mexicans the Mexicans loved it. They definitely enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah, in my neighborhood too. Like, I didn't need to go anywhere to watch fireworks. I could just look out my window and there was just professional grade fireworks shooting up in the air.
Oh, really? Yeah, mine just they just shoot off bombs. They're so loud and stupid, and they were around the fucking pool doing this. So everyone got a fucking earful of nothing. They really are fucking stupid that they're not smart enough to shoot up the ones that, put on a little show. Get some
Mm-hmm.
fucking sparklers. These retards should get sparklers. I already saw so many people in the news, like kids died
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, which is
Yeah.
always a good thing. Like, you know what I mean? That's always something that's a positive in my eyes.
It's like a Darwin Award. What was that rapper that lost his two of his fingers? Like four extra or something is his name, and people were joking that he's like two less.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, but they're all the fucking same. It doesn't matter.
Well, here's what I don't get. It happens every year. So how
Hmm.
are people that stupid every year? Like, I would understand if it was every couple of years, people might forget, or if it was like 10 years, then you'd be like, "Oh yeah, duh, I was being stupid." But well, it's obviously it's alcohol, correct?
Yeah, but they're also just dumb. I mean, you have to be fucking stupid to think that a loud noise is some kind of achievement.
Mm.
These are the same fucking retards that modified their muffler so their fucking Honda Civic makes a big noise. Look at us. We're in a Honda Civic driving around making a big noise like the faggots we are. I could care that your fucking parents don't pay attention to you. Why should I have to?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have to listen to that shit? Dude, it was pretty annoying. It was just it was a constant explosion. Cats are terrified.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting flashbacks from my time in Vietnam.
From your
You know what I
dad's
mean?
time.
No, my time. I went to Vietnam
Oh,
instead
really?
on his half. Yeah, I mean, I was there to fuck children, but it was still a hard time.
Jesus.
It was really hot. I had a bad time in Vietnam. It was really hot, and I sweat a lot when I was fucking a bunch of kids.
Jesus, man. Oof.
I was at Epstein's East.
Oh
Epstein Island
yeah.
has a Epstein has an island in the Orient as well.
That's
That's where
where...
he's been hiding out for the past few years,
Right.
actually.
Right. Where was it? You saw they released that video today. Nothing
Yeah,
happens in it.
I'm convinced. I'm convinced. We saw a video of the outside of his cell, and we didn't see inside. So yeah, I think he definitely killed himself. That's proof positive.
Yeah.
Like, how dumb? I'm insulted. They think we're this stupid. We're
Yeah.
too dumb to realize that you didn't even bother to fake a fucking video. It's
Mm-hmm.
insulting.
Yeah. This is the video. This is it. And they just they can you they say like, look, no one went in. You know?
So what? So I was supposed to already know that he died at 7:40 p.m. or
Yeah.
whatever. But also, it doesn't show you, like, I don't know, the 10 minutes before or 10 minutes after when the guy actually went in and killed him. You know what I mean?
Right. And that was
I
just
mean,
like
he didn't get killed at all. He just left. They
yeah.
just escorted him out, and now he's in Israel right now. Probably
Yeah.
bumming because his duplex just got blown up.
By Iran.
So yes, he's having a bad time over there. He might have to come back. Oh
um
wow.
and yeah, so when I saw that I was like, okay, wait, are do you guys not know that you were on video saying that you had a list? There's
Hmm.
videos of all the people now saying there is no list, We've never seen a list. But you're on video saying you had the list. Like, how do you think you're going to get away with that? And people aren't going to call you out.
No one's going to do shit. No one ever does shit.
No one can.
I mean, dude, they've tap danced all over the fucking Constitution the entire time I've been alive. No one has started up a fucking militia to go to take them out. That's just not going to happen. No one fucking cares.
Right.
People are too busy worrying about who's going to be the next winner of American Idol or something. I mean, it sounds outrageous, but people still care about this shit. It's been on television for 25 fucking years or something, and you still watch this crap.
Yeah.
Every goddamn fucking week. It's a new thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a new thing to distract you from the old thing that you forgot that you were supposed to be mad about.
Yeah. And we had Ozzy on the throne. Doesn't that make you happy? He did his last show ever in England.
I mean, that makes me happy that he'll never perform again. But everything else about it was really insulting to the public. Sharon Osbourne needs to be taken out into the street and drawn and quartered in public. Shit, that should have been the real gift to Ozzy. We would publicly execute Sharon Osbourne right in front of him, and then he could retire in peace.
Well, he clearly wants to retire, and
fucking walk. He cannot fucking walk. Of course, he wants to retire. Yeah. He wanted to retire in 1992. I remember he went on the No More Tours tour. And then he was right back at it in like 1995 because Sharon needed a new poodle. She needed a new pupper or whatever. She needed a new diamond encrusted necklace for her fucking dog.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Osbournes? When you see the stupid garbage they waste their fucking money on, it really is disgusting that they parade this old guy out just so they can buy some more ugly leopard print couches and shit like that. This is white trash garbage. Right. White trash is money. It's money that Ozzy has to fucking earn by doing this extremely disgraceful shit like this. Let the fucking guy die already. But yeah, at least he sang. I did give him credit. He was using his own voice, because usually he has a guy that stands behind the stage, a la Wizard of Oz, and does the singing. Except that guy he's super young. He's super fit. He kind of looks like Thor. I was thinking, because the guitarist and bass player still look pretty good and they sounded fine, they should take the fake Ozzy singer out on tour, and that could be the new Black Sabbath, because he sounded exactly like Ozzy and he looked better. So what the fuck? what else do you want? And I like, dude, so why they didn't replace the drummer? I guess the drummer was another issue, that he has health issues. But he was there. He looked like a gigantic baby. It was really weird. He was not wearing a shirt. It's like, it's fucking his elderly man shirtless on stage. This is just not right. I don't want to see this.
Right. It's like when Iggy Pop.
Iggy is the perfect example of someone who needs to put a fucking shirt on immediately.
Yeah, dude. But
it's not like, I just don't understand why anyone needs to see this crap. I just don't. All it did was make me want to go listen to, like,
the albums.
I don't know. Yeah, it's from fucking 50 years ago. Because I have lots of nice memories of that, and it always sounded good. They were never a good live band. Ozzy's never been a good live performer. Who fucking cares? This is just bullshit. It's so lame. The whole thing was fucking lame as hell.
Right. And he's not even old enough to bite the head off of fake bats anymore.
Dude, he's so fucking... It's really disgraceful to put that guy out on stage when he can't even fucking stand up. Like, have some dignity. Because he's not like a guy that ever played the guitar. Like, he's got nothing to do. He's just sitting in a chair. Who wants to fucking watch this?
Right.
And it was really sad, because I was looking at the lineup. I was thinking, like, wow, if this had happened 30 years ago, I would be psyched to see Metallica doing Black Sabbath, or to see Guns N' Roses doing Black Sabbath. Now I would rather die than watch them do Black Sabbath or any of their own songs. Who fucking cares? I just don't understand how people just can't let go. Why can't they just say goodbye? It's done. It's over. In my mind, Axl Rose died in 1995. He got in a fucking fist fight, and some guy killed him by accident in a fucking bar in the middle of nowhere in some desert town.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the real Axl Rose did. There is no Chinese democracy. He didn't make that record. He hasn't been on tour with Buckethead. None of that shit ever happened in my mind. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't get it. Just let it go. And these fucking baby boomers just won't let go. Fucking die already. And I saw today that the drummer for Pearl Jam finally quit after 27 fucking years. Thank God. Good luck, man. You've reclaimed your life again. And Pearl Jam just needs to fucking break up, dude. It's over. It's done. You haven't made a good record in fucking forever. I couldn't even tell you when the last good record was. And
Right.
no one can. No one fucking bought them.
And
You
they're
just
old,
fucking pack it in.
they're old too, and they're only from the 90s. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Ozzy's from the 70s, right? So
Yes, he's fucking
ancient.
like he's got to be like 70. He might even be fucking 80 by now. They're old
Yeah.
as fuck. There's just no reason to see this. I don't know. I'd feel sad if my grandpa was on stage doing this crap. Like, I mean, how does doing the Fantasy Springs Casino compare to when you were doing Giant Stadium and shit?
Right.
Don't you feel bad, like still doing it and doing it poorly and doing it in front of nobody? You need attention that fucking badly.
Well,
You're worse than these fuckers with their Mazda Miatas and their fucking souped up mufflers.
mm-hmm.
You need attention that badly, you pathetic worm.
Well, the music industry today, you have to tour because you can't just do records anymore. They don't sell. People don't buy.
Well,
People
yeah,
have subscription services.
The artists never got money anyway, so it didn't matter. They always had to tour. They had to tour and sell T-shirts. And that's that.
Okay.
That's the only way any band. That's why. Why do you think Metallica's been on tour forever? They've sold oodles of records, but that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I mean, Metallica actually they own all their masters because they went and bought all of them. Anyone who wants to be in a band or in the entertainment industry should just study the career of Metallica because they pretty much did everything right.
Right.
When you think about it, they were already doing stadiums and shit before before they sold any records. They were already opening for Ozzy and stuff and doing stadiums like 1984 or 1985 or some shit like that. So they had it figured out right from the fucking get-go.
Right.
And they're vicious. They're vicious business, man. We saw it when Lars found a bunch of names of Metallica fans and tried to sue them. Which he was right. I mean, he is right. They're stealing their art. I mean, someone stole our podcast and somehow made money off of it. That would piss me off. But of course, I need that money way more than Lars does. But I hate that attitude. That's why I hate that attitude that, oh, well, they're rich, so they deserve to get fucked over. They should pay more taxes than everyone else because they're rich. How about fuck you? How about when you work harder, you shouldn't get fucking punished for it? How's that fucking sound?
Yeah.
That's their fucking dumb songs. And of course, the way they fixed it, they readied the ship, is they bought all their masters, and now they release their records. So when they release a record, it'll have like fucking 20 CDs in it of outtakes and demos and stupid crap you don't need to hear anyway. But their fans will buy that stuff. Pearl Jam was actually another good band to look at because they figured out how to do this stuff without having any hits for years and years. Still doing arenas. It's insane.
Yeah, because they only had I don't know how many good albums they had in the 90s, but they haven't had any since, right?
I mean, not by my estimations. I think they just suck. Everything sucks. People need to just fucking grow. They need to move on so we can listen to some new music. I want to hear something fucking new. I've heard Even Flow enough. I can't tell you that. I can't even say that more strongly. How much more strongly worded can I say that? I don't want to fucking hear Even Flow anymore. I want to hear something new. Hear some new fucking music. This is so boring.
There is new music, but it's the industry is so segmented. So you have to do what we're doing, kind of, in that you have to start something that's not your music to get people to even get to your music, and like just say, hey, we do this one thing, but we do this other thing too, and you have to almost be gimmicky in a way. Like to get anyone to even pay attention to you, you have to be.
They were always gimmicky when you really think about it. All these bands were the fucking same.
Oh, okay.
They were all Like they were all gimmicky. They all
Mm.
sucked. When you really think about it, I don't know. I feel like no one has any critical thinking skills, and they're just like, I'll just take the same thing. I'll give you an example of exactly what I mean. It's this is the whole. It's all of our culture. I saw this bag at the grocery store today. It was called minis. It was
Mm.
just a little small little nuggets of candy bar. It was a variety pack, but they were even smaller than the fun size. They were minis. They were like half the size of a fun size.
Okay.
And I was looking at this and thinking, like, this is just the same thing as the same four fucking candy bars that Mars Bars has made for fucking ever for 200 years, but
Mm-hmm.
they just cut it smaller. And now
Mm-hmm.
it's more inconvenient to eat because you have to eat more of them and you have to unwrap a fucking individually. This is not. But I love how these corporations just find the ways to sell us the exact same shit over and over and over. Because what I
Yeah.
wanted was the big ones. I couldn't fucking find them. They weren't there. They have all these fucked up sizes now. And of course, if it's Christmas, they shape it in the shape of a fucking tree. If it's Halloween, it's shaped in the shape of a fucking pumpkin. But they still taste the fucking same as they have for 100 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They just constantly repackage the same fucking shit over and over and shove it down our fucking throats.
Right.
It's endless. It just sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, did you guys like Awesome Show? Great job. Cool. Here's $1 Million Extreme, the slightly younger, less politically motivated version of the same fucking shit we saw on Adult Swim 10 years earlier. And by now, there's another thing on Adult Swim, which is just like those two shows with their super cool avant-garde sketch comedy, which sucks. And I hate that's another thing that needs to fucking go away. Sketch comedy.
Mm.
Ugh.
So,
It's so gay. It's so fucking gay, and I hate it. It's
you,
all the same, dude.
yeah. You know what made me disinterested in it? I liked it before I went and took classes at UCB to try to understand
Mm-hmm.
writing. I thought, but I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you learn anything there. But I went to UCB. I took a couple of writing classes to
Mm-hmm.
try to write like comedy shorts or something. I don't know, and it really made me disillusioned with comedy writers, like the people that
Mm-hmm.
write for TV shows type of writing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you go, wow, these guys are even less funny than a lot of the people I see at the open mics, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
it makes you just go, wait, these jokes wouldn't even be good enough to, like, the worst comic in the world. They just happen to have the great performers deliver their bad jokes so they seem better. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
Seinfeld, the jokes were okay, a little bit better than some, but there was still bad jokes for the most part, and all the people were
Mm-hmm.
actually just terrible people.
Mm-hmm.
And without the canned laughter, if you ever watched, it's on YouTube somewhere, or you can find it on social media somewhere where it's uh, Seinfeld, Friends, and a few other shows without the laugh track, and it's horrific. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
comedy. It's not funny. It changes the way you view it. You know.
That's another great example because Friends was just Seinfeld with slightly less ugly Jews, but they're the same fucking show. These
Mm-hmm.
ugly, mean-spirited twats being rude to each other endlessly. They're
Mm-hmm.
also fucking rude, but it's the same fucking show. And that's a great. I remember that Thursday night lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Must see TV is what it was called.
Yeah.
Must see TV. So
Marketing gimmick.
you could watch Seinfeld and Friends, which are the same show, and then you could watch The Single Guy, which is basically the same show, and then you
Mm-hmm.
can also watch Suddenly Susan, which is basically the same show,
With a
or
female
you could
twist.
yes, oh exactly, you can watch Carolina in the City, which is the same fucking show, but there's a girl at the
Mm-hmm.
lead instead of a bunch of guys. They're all the same fucking show. I can't even believe that was so popular. It was like, and all these shows still come on syndication too. You still see them on TV every fucking day. How
Mm-hmm.
is Suddenly Susan still on television? Who the fuck watched it in the '90s, let alone watches it now? Who's like, I got to get my Kathy Griffin fix. I gotta get my, I gotta get my Brooke Shields fix. I haven't had enough Brooke Shields. And of
Yeah.
course, whenever I end up watching it, I'm always like, is Brooke Shields a man? Is she a transgendered person? Is that why it was such a big deal that she was naked as a kid?
Oh, I
You know what
don't
I
know.
mean?
Oh,
It's
you
just
mean
another
in
it's
Blue
just,
Lagoon?
yeah, just more weirdness that they're pushing on us. There's
Right.
just such a manly looking fucking face. I just I just don't. I'm suspicious. Like that, the singer Pink. That's a
Mm-hmm.
guy, right? There's no way that's a chick.
I mean,
I
could
just don't
be.
believe it. I just don't
Yeah.
fucking believe that's a woman. Like when they have abs like that you could fucking like shred cheese off of. That's not good. That's not feminine. That's very manly.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. I do know that there is a female comic that I know that I'm friends with that she would say they're all dudes in Hollywood, and that all the dudes were former chick. But she goes a little further than I do in the conspiracy stuff. I like conspiracies, but I don't necessarily believe them. I just go, they might be true. I enjoy
You
thinking
don't think
about
they're
them.
trying to fagify us up?
No, that part for sure. Yeah, absolutely. They've openly said it. They've
Mm-hmm.
openly said that that's what they're trying to do. And I think it all has to do with this one idea that everything goes back to, and it's very simple. It's population control, right? That's what
Mm-hmm.
everything is about. That's what the green movement is about. That's what the overpopulation myth is about. That's why they're tried so hard to push LGBT stuff. It's all population control. And it's not population
Mm-hmm.
control for people from a third world. They don't care about them. They can have as many babies as they want. It's population control for the rich people, us, not rich, but
Mm-hmm.
to the eyes of the world, we're rich, and it's to lower our population and bring in a new class of servants, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Preach.
because we got a little too smart and a little too uppity. So they're like, I remember every comedian constantly having jokes, and these are comedians that were pushed that would say there's too many people. Doug Stanhope had a joke like that. George Carlin
Mm-hmm.
had jokes like that. I'm sure Bill Hicks had a joke like that. Adam Carolla had jokes about that. He was a radio show guy, but he was still talking about the same idea. Why did they all
Mm-hmm.
have the exact same jokes? This is comedy where we're supposed to be original, and yet everybody has the same ideas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody spread
Mm-hmm.
those jokes. I remember them. I remember because comedy was like, I was never nerdy about comic books, maybe video games a little bit, but I was never nerdy about like comic books or superheroes. My nerdy was comedy, and
Mm-hmm.
so I would read up about the history of comedy. I thought comedy was so important. Yeah. Well, I believe the lie that we're the tellers, but I've quickly
Mm-hmm.
found out that no, not only does nobody tell the truth, they openly lie, and they're
Mm-hmm.
proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're
Yeah.
proud of their lie.
Sure. Why not? Why wouldn't they be?
Well, they get away with it. They get rewarded. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Don't
yeah.
worry. Don't worry. They'll get theirs in the end. God will smite them or some shit.
Or worst of all, he'll make them go on the stage until they're in their 90s, like uh, Ozzy Osbourne, where they're just sitting
Mm-hmm.
in a chair doing comedy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's what basically they were working Bill Cosby to the bone. He was like that too, sitting in the
mm-hmm.
fucking chair for 2 hours.
He'd do 2 hour shows, and
Bill Cosby did, yeah, not
mm-hmm.
Ozzy. Ozzy never did a show longer than 90 minutes. I guarantee it.
Right, but Bill Cosby for sure. I remember watching the documentary, the Seinfeld documentary. What was it
Mm-hmm.
called? What was that one called? Do you remember? I have a
Yeah,
copy of it.
yeah, Orny Adams was in it, right?
Orny
I think it was just called Comedian.
comedian, yeah, Jerry Seinfeld comedian, and in that
Mm-hmm.
documentary, I remember he was talking with Chris Rock, and Chris Rock was telling Jerry, "You got to go see Bill Cosby. He does 2 hours of stuff, and he goes, it's stuff I've never seen, and it's killer." And I'm like, "There's no way that Bill Cosby's killing for 2 hours. I'm sorry, great
Mm-hmm.
comic, terrible person, obviously, or I don't know, maybe."
If you believe the lies they said about him, which I
Right.
don't.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, um, so 2 hours of killer stuff sitting down an old man. And I'm not saying he's not funny. Obviously, he's put in 40 years of work, so he probably has chops that we don't even understand yet. But at the same time, I'm like, there's no way this guy could give you 2 hours of straight killer stuff. I bet there's a lot of ebbs and flows in that set. And Chris Rock was just overselling it.
He sounds like every open mic I know. Yeah, my boy was killing it tonight. I'm like, no, he fucking wasn't. Right. And then I look at the picture too, and it's like it's a totally empty space. It's like he didn't kill anything except the energy. I would imagine there's nothing going on in there. They're all full of shit, dude. None of them are funny. They're all liars. That's why they're not funny. It's because they're all liars. Right. Like, imagine Joe Rogan going on his podcast for an hour talking about how he prepares his asshole for getting fucked. That would be interesting. That I would listen to. It would be honest. It would be interesting. You'd be like, well, how does he get butt fucked? Because they have to, dude, it's a whole fucking process. Like, if you're a gay dude and you're getting butt fucked, you have to go like on a juice cleanse. Sometimes you have to like have an enema. I'm not kidding. Well, you're shoving shit up your ass. This is a delicate operation. So the fact that he's not even honest about his sexuality, I don't give a flying fuck about anything else he has to say. You're lying about the most basic part of your personality. Who fucking cares what you say, liar? Who fucking gives a shit? The only thing interesting about you won't talk about? Well, who fucking cares then? Because I was thinking about this all week, because this Ozzy concert made me nostalgic for this this concert they had for Freddie Mercury 30 years ago, and it was on MTV.
Oh yeah,
like that was the shit, because you got to see Metallica and Guns N' Roses in their prime, and they were doing Queen songs, which was pretty cool.
Right.
But anyway, but then it got me thinking about Freddie Mercury, and it's like, Freddie Mercury got AIDS. That means Freddie Mercury was a bottom. Someone fucked Freddie Mercury up the ass. I think that's so fucking interesting. Same with Eazy-E, same with Magic Johnson. Somebody fucked Magic Johnson up the ass. I'm telling you, folks, I'm sorry we all were lied to, but you only get AIDS one way, and that's getting fucked up the ass. When someone jizzes into your bloody, chafed butthole, that's how AIDS is transmitted, okay?
Right.
And if you ever got AIDS during a blood transfusion, there was a faggot, bitter doctor that did that on purpose just to fuck with a straight person. I guarantee it. I guarantee some bitter faggot did that, because it's just not, I don't know. Or if maybe you shared a needle with a gay dude, that's on you, but that's still on you. But anyway, so you can't get AIDS from being a top. That's all I'm saying. So everyone that we know that's famous that died of AIDS is a fucking bottom. That's just crazy. Magic Johnson took it up the ass. There's some guy out there that's bigger than Magic Johnson that could fuck him up the ass and overpowered him. You know what I mean? That's amazing. Or Prince got fucked up the ass too. That sexy motherfucker. I should have known you were taking it up the ass. Prince took it up the dumper. That's crazy. That really bothers me, actually, because you just assumed he was a top. He's Prince. He's Prince.
But he's also
his name implies he's the top. He's Prince.
Well, the son of the top.
Yes, there you go. He's the bottom of the top. Yeah, you'll notice his name's not King. It's Prince.
Oh,
but yeah,
man.
that fucker. Him and Axl Rose wearing their assless cheeks, and Trent Reznor too on stage. But anyway, it's just interesting to me that these dudes are like Queen. That guy Freddie Mercury commanded an entire stadium of people nightly. Yet when he got off stage, he got fucked up the ass. That's so interesting to me. He got dominated after dominating thousands of people every night on stage. He got fucked up the ass. Maybe it makes sense psychologically when you think about it.
Yeah, isn't there some like CEOs tend to like to be humiliated or something?
Yeah, I mean, imagine that your responsibility is just to humiliate other people all day as the CEO or the dominatrix.
Right.
I have a theory that any random dominatrix is probably funnier than any female comic.
Well, I
can't put it to a test, but
Well, I knew a female ex dominatrix that became a comic, but then she quit because she didn't end up pursuing the comedy part. She pursued the acting,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, she, I came up with her in Long Beach actually.
So now she's in porn, is what you're saying?
No porn. She's in like the legitimate side of, well, I don't even think that side's legitimate, but the more legitimate side of entertainment.
Hmm. Well, whatever. She's still a whore. she's still she still whored herself out, regardless of whether she was a dominatrix or an actress. She's still a fucking whore to the core. Through and through, she's a whore.
She's
Can't
a
bring her
hoa.
home to mom. She's a whore.
Yeah.
She's a whore. Anyway.
I wanted to play this real quick. This is a quick video about. You remember my favorite athlete? I think I texted you about this guy, John Rocker, from the Braves.
He's my favorite too.
Yeah.
He fucked Madonna right before she got smashed by the wall. I think he got her in 96 or 97, so it was right before she started to look pretty haggard.
Yeah, and now she looks like
Rocker.
an alien. But
yeah, it's a real shame what women do to their faces now. I wish they could understand that as men we hate it and we were not attracted to it. You're trying to impress other women. Are you dykes or something? Why are you trying to impress a fucking woman? Like, I would never trust a woman's judgment on what looks good on another woman. What, are you crazy?
Right.
Like, maybe they're just fucking with you. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing here, ladies? And they are fucking with you. You look like fucking shit. Your breast implants look like shit. No man cares. It's like they can't even like see, I wish they could they had some kind of logic and they could be like, well, I wouldn't throw a guy out if he didn't have a big enough dick. That's the same way we feel about your tits, ladies. We don't fucking care. We like you. We like your tits. It doesn't matter. So anyway, I've never seen, I mean, maybe I just haven't seen enough, but I've never seen anyone look better after plastic surgery. They always look like some fucking plastic monster.
Yeah, it has a look, and now I think younger people are starting to do it, and it's making them look old because they were already young. They already had the natural stuff that everyone wants, and you can't improve upon that. You can't improve upon nature. And so,
I mean, who was Kathy Griffin to say that she could do better than what she was? She was already perfect, if you ask me. She was already flawless. You didn't need to perfect perfection. But honestly, you know, same with people with like tattoos. I kind of hope they burn in hell when they die. I hope that after they die, God's like, "What the fuck were you doing to my to my creation? You ruined it." And honestly, I think I should burn in hell for being fat, and I think fat people should burn in hell because we're destroying this beautiful creation that God just gave to us. It's perfect. It really does work surprisingly well, especially when you start taking drugs and you're like, man, I can't believe my kidneys still function. They still work every day. This is insane. I can't believe how much poison and drugs and shit you can pour into this body, and it still runs like a fucking, you know.
Well,
like
the best
tiger.
oiled machine in the world, basically.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to McDonald's after this podcast is done.
Right. Do as we say and not as we do, basically. But
McDonald's is great. I can't believe that an average meal at McDonald's is like 5 times what it was just like 10 years ago. Like, it's dude, it's crazy. You go in there and you're like, can I get the egg McMuffin meal, which used to be $2.99? It used to be $1.99 forever. That's how much it cost for decades.
Right.
Now all of a sudden it's like $12.99. It's like, what? Is there going to be a band of gold in this fucking McMuffin? $12 fucking dollars for a McMuffin and a fucking small coffee or something. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. No one's riding into the streets over this. No one cares. Whatever. I'll just keep spending my fucking children's inheritance on garbage like this.
Does that at least come with the hash browns?
Yeah, you still get the hash brown, but dude, I'm telling you, that's insane. $12 fucking dollars for a meal, for a meal deal, a value meal.
for a fast food value meal. That's absolutely ridiculous. I can make
It's
stuff.
unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And I'm gonna go outside McDonald's with my fucking sonic weapon at 1 in the morning and just blast it at whoever's there.
All right. Well, back to this John Rocker video really quick.
Quote, imagine having to take the number 7 train to the ballpark, looking like you're riding through Beirut, next to some kid with purple hair, next to some queer with AIDS, right next to some dude who just got out of jail for the 4th time, right next to some 20-year-old mom with 4 kids. It's depressing. And about New York City itself, Rocker said, the biggest thing I don't like about New York are the foreigners. I'm not a very big fan of foreigners. You can walk an entire block in Times Square and not hear anybody speaking English.
What a guy.
Yeah, what's wrong with what he said? Dude, he fucked Madonna after he said that stuff. So listen up, fellas. You can learn from this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He still fucked Madonna. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He didn't fuck 92 Madonna. She was too busy fucking Vanilla Ice, but he did fuck her later.
Mm.
Dude, I love it. You can look at Madonna's dating history to see what losers women are. She fucked Vanilla Ice. Okay.
Wow.
Like
Ice Baby.
Yeah, I mean, granted, he was the biggest rapper in the world, but give me a fucking break, dude. Give me a break. She fucked him and Warren Beatty. Like something doesn't match up here, dude.
Didn't she sleep with him during Dick Tracy?
Mm-hmm. I believe she also fucked Kevin Costner back in the day too. That's so weird. If everyone knew your business, wouldn't you just stop fucking all the time? Same with Stevie Nicks. It's like, dude, put your pussy away, man. Let it go, man. Put that pussy away. Man, Stevie Nicks really just fucked her way up the ladder every step of the way. She would just join a band and start fucking someone that was in the band, basically. She fucked Tom Petty, tried to get into his fucking band, and he was like, nah, I'll just fuck you. I'll fuck you and write you a couple songs instead. How's that sound, babe?
Well, it worked. It worked for her, though.
Of course it did. It worked for every woman. It worked for Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was looking at Wikipedia the other day, and I was like, Madonna used to date Basquiat. Like, that's crazy. I didn't know that. But yeah, she was like, certain types of women just find the most successful guy and just attach their vagina to them. It's really impressive, actually.
Right.
I'm sitting here thinking about it. I mean, that guy was an up-and-coming artist who probably has AIDS and probably got it from him. But anyway, I mean, how could you pinpoint who gave Madonna AIDS? I want to try to figure it out because there's no way she ever used a rubber at all in her life. I totally bet she likes to get it up the ass.
Yeah. Well,
I
mean, I don't know.
Super submissive.
Right.
Well, anyway.
Wait, she has AIDS? I didn't know that.
I mean, I just assume she does.
Oh,
Why
okay.
she?
I was like,
if we're to believe the media, she had a lot of sex with a lot of guys, and it was all unprotected, probably. So why doesn't she have AIDS? Oh, that's right. It was a lie. GRID. That's what you call it. It's actually gay. It's GRID. It's the gay something immunodeficiency syndrome. It's GRID. It's not AIDS. The only time straight dudes have ever gotten AIDS is when they shared a needle with a gay dude. That's just the truth. And like the 4 times that a bitter gay doctor poisoned some white guy somewhere, some straight white male. I mean, Ryan White was not taking it up the ass. Someone poisoned him for fucking sure. Or maybe they just raped him up the ass. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, if you learned anything from
how are they passing around AIDS in the blood transfusion? You don't look at the blood first before you put it in someone else. I just don't believe it was a fucking accident. They did that shit on purpose because they're fucking evil. Don't you think?
And it was
a gay dude did it because he was like, they're not giving any money to AIDS research because it's a gay disease. I'm gonna infect Ryan White, a nice young white guy, nice straight white kid, so that they'll put some money towards it. This is exactly what fucking happened. And what's hilarious to me is that all these stupid faggots were all over the mask during the the quarantine, not realizing that the same guy that spread AIDS around also was in charge of the fucking masks and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a we live in such an interesting world where a guy could massively fuck up the AIDS crisis and then be promoted, and then later be in charge of not just gays but everybody. He fucked over everybody, not just gay people.
Well,
Evil
I think
fuck.
it's because people's attention span keeps getting shorter and shorter. So in the 90s, I felt like I could remember a story for months. Now it feels like a story happens and it's gone within the next day.
They could drag a story out for a fucking year. Remember, like the Lolita, Long Island Lolita, Amy Fisher. Remember this fucking shit? That was on TV for Joey Buttafuoco. That shit was on TV for like 2 fucking years. The fucking OJ trial obviously was on TV for 2 years straight.
Right.
And then there was also stuff like the Tanya Harding thing. Yeah, this shit would last forever. Now everything is just a blip on the radar. Half of LA burned down. It was just a blip on the radar. No one gave a fuck. No one's even talking about it now. Now that China is quietly buying up all that property. Yeah, people are so fucking stupid. And maybe I'm just too cynical, but you can't buy out people that are rich. You had to do what they did. You had to fucking set that shit on fucking fire. And hope that the insurance companies will play ball with you and not give them their money.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
By the way, just like how I was saying, if Friends and Seinfeld were the same, it's the same fire that they started for the monorail thing back in 2019. They just it's the same with music and TV and movies. They just redo the script. Same fucking shit over and over and over. I was watching this movie called The Perfect Storm.
Yes.
And it's such a fucking pointless movie. And I was watching it thinking, like, it's exactly like these fucking Marvel movies where there's always in the movie, like, there's 2 quests or something that they have to go on. There's always 2 tasks that they have to complete. One task at the first act and then one big task at the end. And I'm watching this movie, The Perfect Storm. So the first task is one of the guys almost drowns and I have to pull him out of the water. And then the second task is something had to be fixed on the side of the boat or whatever.
Right.
And it's completely fucking meaningless because the boat sinks anyway. So sometimes I watch a movie like that. I'm like, is this just propaganda for depression? Are they just trying to make us feel depressed? And they're evil fucks in Hollywood. Dude, they're evil fucks in Hollywood because there's only one likable character in the whole movie, and that's John C. Reilly. And the last words out of John C. Reilly's mouth are, "Boy, this is going to be hard on my son." It's like, you're evil, Hollywood. That's not nice.
Right.
That's just not nice to do. They create these nice paper phantoms for us to love, and then they fucking cut their throats in front of us, and we're just supposed to be like, ooh, where's the sequel? Where's The Perfect Storm Part 2? Even more perfect.
Yeah.
But also, like, The Perfect Storm is also the perfect storm of irony of how all these actors are turbo faggots. And so they don't know how heterosexual men act or dress. So they're always wearing a fucking baseball cap, which is way too new and way too clean. And it always says cat, or it never says a ball. It never says a ball team. Never, ever. The only type of ball cap that actual heterosexual men wear, you never see on TV. I think it's so fucking interesting. And they're always wearing flannel. They're always wearing fucking flannel, and they always have patchy fucking, like, wannabe beards because none of these faggots can grow fucking facial hair in Hollywood anyway. So, like, Mark Wahlberg is walking around, strutting around like he's some tough guy. It's like, you can't grow a fucking beard. I can't watch that. Like, I don't fucking believe this. I can't believe that you're a fucking deep sea fisher when you can't even grow a fucking beard.
Right.
What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
You don't have enough testosterone to grow a fucking facial hair, but you do have enough to drag a fucking shark out of the ocean. Like, I don't buy it. I just don't believe it. The Perfect Storm. What a piece of shit. Another piece of shit.
George Clooney, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I never saw it, luckily, I guess. But yeah, we've all seen those guys, those fishermen, and all of those fishermen have giant beards because they're men that battle nature every day.
Well, they're not gonna. They can't shave. You can't shave when the boat is moving all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have actual testosterone. They're not on fucking steroids.
No.
Like Marky Mark probably was.
Mhm.
They can grow fucking facial hair. They can do that shit. They can cut stuff down with axes and stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know, it really is funny. They're very patronizing Hollywood because they like to them. This is a fascinating story. These working class Joes that are out here catching fish. Gosh,
Mhm.
I could never do that. I could never do that. I mean, when I go down to Cantor's, man, I couldn't imagine getting my own fish. I get a piece of fish at Cantor's, you know, whatever. Bunch of pussies.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. The perfect storm.
The perfect.
I also I wanted to tell everyone that on Tubi they've added 20 Mel Gibson movies.
Oh.
And as someone pointed out on my Facebook today, they're starting to put his actual good movies back on streaming because it used to just be these terrible straight to streaming movies.
Right.
And in all the straight to streaming movies, he always dies at the end. Like they really have just like, I don't know. They just they're a lot of bitter faggots in Hollywood who are mad at Mel Gibson because one time he said something that hurt their feelings.
Right.
Fucking faggots. I'll hurt your fucking feelings right now. How's that fucking sound? I'll hurt your feelings way worse than Mel Gibson ever would.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be doing any public apologies later either.
So will this guy.
You know.
Now we're going to see about the Jews. See the colon after the word Jews?
Anyway, I don't want to play too much of that guy, but
You should play. I want to know what's behind the colon. What else did he have to say about Jews?
Now we're going to see about the Jews. See the colon after the word Jews? Who both killed the Lord Jesus and their own prophets and have persecuted us, and they please not God and are contrary to all men. Oh, why is everybody always so mad about the Jews? Because they're contrary to all men? You know, and then you have this Ted Cruz, Israel stooge, saying to Tucker Carlson, you know, why are you just obsessed with Israel? Why does everybody just keep bringing up Israel? It's like, hey, idiot, there's a war going on right now that was started by Israel. Maybe that's why we're talking about Israel. Why you got to bring up Israel? I don't know, because they're firing missiles every day? Why you bring up Israel? Why are you obsessed with Israel? You want to know why everybody's all talking about Israel? Is because Israel and the Jews are contrary to all men. You know what that means? They're against everybody. He said, oh, it's not true. They love us. They're our greatest ally. Yeah, but secretly they're against us. They hate us because they're secretly contrary to us because they're contrary to all men. They hate all nations. They are in love with themselves. They are obsessed with themselves. And they hate everybody else and look down on everyone else. And the rest of us are all just their useful idiots and cattle. Okay? That's why it says, and look, I didn't write the Bible. The Apostle Paul said, they are contrary to all men. Contrary means against, right? Those who speak Spanish, contra, right?
Yeah, that's enough.
Contrary.
That's enough. I did want to say this though, that Satan, when you translate his name into English as adversary, you might say you might say that Satan is a contrarian. I don't know. This guy knows what he's talking. This guy knows what he's talking about. His presentation is just not. It's not gonna sell anyone on murdering the Jews. Not yet. You need to work on it. I mean, the thing is, like, Hitler was a super good public speaker. People could really get behind him. And in fact, when I get done talking to you, I'm going to go get AI to translate a bunch of his speeches so that I could be inspired too. You know, that's what young people are doing this right now.
Right.
The
on
young
TikTok.
people are doing this. Yes, they're doing this right now. I fucking love the younger generation. They're so intriguing. Like, as much as we hate baby boomers, they must be really, like, disgusted by baby boomers. You know what I mean? Like, because they just see these old, they didn't have to live with them. And so we were kind of like an abusive relationship with baby boomers for like 60 or maybe 80 fucking years now, or something like that. And so they just came around in the last 15 and they're like, yeah, I'm not going to put up with this fucking shit from these old fuckers. No way. But also, yeah, the boomers are the last of the legacy media. They're the last people who watch CNN or Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anyone who watches either of those fucking channels under the age of fucking 60.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a break, dude.
No.
So I love it. I'm loving watching the boomers die off. I can't wait till Ozzy dies. He's just another. I mean, listen, I love Black Sabbath as much as everyone else does. He's just another fucking boomer that needs to get the fuck out of the way. You're in the way, Ozzy. Get out of the fucking way. He really is in the way, because we could have had a nice travel show on the Travel Network, but instead Ozzy and his stupid faggot son had a travel show. You see what I'm saying? He's in our way. This old fucking boring Muppet. This retard. He's a retard. He didn't write any of his songs. Okay, people? He's the most useless twat in the world. The reason why he became the singer of Black Sabbath, his mom and dad bought him a PA. He was the only one who had a PA. So that's how he became the singer. He, in fact, was supposed to be a harmonica player, and then I think he gave it up after the first album. But it's like, yeah, he's useless. Imagine harmonica with fucking Black Sabbath. He's fucking useless.
Well,
but we should all fill a stadium and worship at the feet of Ozzy Osbourne.
Well, didn't they originally start with like blues, and then they got inspiration from some like horror movies, and they're like, oh, we'll be edgy and we'll pretend like we like Satan.
They saw a band called Coven, and then they just ripped off this band called Coven. In fact, the guitar player for Coven was named Ozzy, and then all of a sudden Black Sabbath had a singer named Ozzy. You know what I'm saying? It's a little suspicious.
Right.
But yeah, they started off as what they called a heavy blues band. What really I guess changed their sound is that the guitar player, part of his finger got cut off in an accident, like he worked in a factory or some shit. And so because he didn't have a finger there, he had to teach himself how to play the lower notes, let's say, and focus on them. So that's why they got so heavy, though. It's true, though. This is how they got so heavy, because they had to tune lower, because his finger couldn't reach the higher strings. But dude, he completely changed the entire history of music. There's no grunge. There's no heavy metal. There's nothing if Black Sabbath didn't exist. But they still could have had any singer. In fact, they proved it by having two other singers that they had hit albums with, Ronnie James Dio and then Ian Gillan from Deep Purple. So yeah, Ozzy was fucking worthless. Fuck Ozzy.
Well, you want to know
go park at the moon, bitch.
Do you know what else happened that same night? The last night they played together was
that?
His daughter got engaged.
Which daughter? Kelly?
Kelly, yeah.
Kelly.
What a fucking bitch. She's trying to upstage her old man?
Yeah.
Fuck up, you're not married, boy. Do it.
What a freak show.
Spend the rest of my life
She showed up in her fucking
in
pajamas.
front of your family and all of our friends. Kelly. Will you marry me?
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Pepsi! He can only speak clearly when he's doing a fucking commercial for Pepsi. Did you ever notice that?
Well, he actually spoke pretty clearly, saying, "You're not marrying my daughter."
Oh, he did say that? That's
Yeah,
funny, I guess.
I thought that was him, right?
Yes, he immediately piped up because he was like, "You fucking bitch! This is my fucking time to shine. This is the last time Ozzy will ever get attention," and she took it from him.
Which
Dude, ain't that just like a
sense.
woman?
Mhm.
Isn't that just like a woman?
Mhm.
She tried to have a fucking career too by doing a duet with her dad.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
My favorite clip, which I'll probably play next time because I have to put it in the system, but is when she was on The View and she was talking about Donald Trump, and she was like, it was about immigration again, and then she goes, who's gonna clean your toilets, Donald Trump? And they're like, ooh, we don't want to. And she's like, in the sense that, and she just like completely tripped over herself to try and say, oh, I didn't mean it like that.
But also, that's such a retarded thought in general. Like, do you think the fucking president has illegal aliens working at the White House? Get fucking real, dude. Oh no, we're just gonna flood this place with undocumented workers. So I can assure you that no illegal alien has ever touched Donald Trump's toilets ever in a million fucking gazillion years.
Mm-hmm.
What are you, retarded? Are you fucking stupid? The elites don't mess around. They don't fucking live with illegal aliens in their neighborhood or homeless people around.
Mm-hmm.
That's for you, peon. The peons get to. Ozzy Osbourne's never fucking seen a fucking illegal immigrant. He is probably an illegal immigrant. Him and his children are probably illegal immigrants. They don't have fucking undocumented workers coming to their fucking house. They can afford to pay a little bit more for a fucking white guy that was recommended to him by George Lucas or whoever their fucking neighbor is.
Mm-hmm.
They're retarded. Their logic is retarded. And of course, they reveal how truly racist they are anyway. They think that these people just come here to clean our fucking toilets. As if that was their goal. I can't wait to leave this shithole in Mexico so I can go clean a white guy's toilet. They think that. They think that's what they came here for. That's a better life to them. That's what they assume.
Mm-hmm.
I assure you it's not a better life for anyone.
No.
I love it. I actually like living in a liberal hellhole and watching all their policies fall apart in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Like how they raised the price of minimum wage, so now there's no cashier at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
You have to plug your fucking you are unpaid and you have to figure out how to use the fucking machine to take your own order.
Mm-hmm.
That's because your stupid fucking faggot asses don't understand economics because you don't pay your own fucking bills.
Yeah.
But I assure you, you just fucked over a bunch of immigrants. A bunch of illegal aliens just lost their fucking job and probably had to go back. I don't care. I hope they all lost their jobs and had to move back. I can tell you this now. Like when I was driving around on July 4th, there was no traffic. Okay. When you remove illegal aliens from the population, all of a sudden there's no fucking traffic. There's no traffic accidents. There's no drunk driving. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. You can get across. Yeah, far less. Trust me. There was way less fuckheads. If you go out on a Friday or Saturday night and the core time is like 10 or 11, every white Ford F-150 you see is being piloted by a drunk illegal alien. Every fucking one of them. They're fucking they're dodging in and out of traffic. They're weaving around. It sucks. But now they're gone. At least they'll be gone for a little while.
For a little
Some
bit.
of them are gone.
Well, you saw that
they'll be back.
What happened in MacArthur Park?
Yeah, I used to live around the corner from this place.
Yeah. You know what it's normally like, how much of a shithole.
It was a complete nightmare. That's why my rent was so cheap for so many years.
Yeah. I mean, I live not too far from there as well, and it's just this is ice going through and cleaning it up, and
that's awesome. That's really great. Could be. I want to say this: MacArthur Park used to be where the rich people lived and hung out. This used to be the nicest neighborhood in LA. Now look at it.
This is what it is, really. Mm-hmm. Just like drugs, guns, and homeless, and crime, and like the mayor was trying to say, like, oh, kids were playing there before ICE came. It's like, no, they weren't. Well, is that it? No, that's a junkie adult. But yeah, kids aren't playing near this. This isn't where kids go.
Kids don't go anywhere near that park. I mean, adults don't go there. It's just junkies.
Yeah.
And to give you guys an idea of how bad this neighborhood is, 2 songs have been written about it over the years about how bad it is. There's a song called MacArthur Park. It's about someone left a cake out in the rain. So even back in the 60s, people were littering. It's always a bad neighborhood. And then in the 90s, Red Hot Chili Peppers wrote the song Under the Bridge about buying drugs in MacArthur Park. In this park right here.
Yeah.
It's a total nightmare. What a drag. I lived in that neighborhood for like 5 fucking years. Oh, and I should tell you this: whenever they've drained MacArthur Park, they drain that water that we just saw. There's like thousands of guns in there. There's guns that have been used to commit murder, and they just throw them in the water.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough place.
So I'm glad they at least temporarily cleared this out, but they'll be back. And on that note, I hope you have a good week out there, and I hope you have a good week as well, Joseph. All right. Have a good night.